Hi, I'm Mr. B, and I'm a folk artist. And I didn't know what a folk artist was, and sometimes I still don't, but a folk artist basically is someone who's untrained, unschooled. That's the definition of a folk artist, untrained, unschooled. November 20th, 1990, I lost my job. And I didn't handle it very well. I did not need to do what I done or what I intended to do. But through the process of my brother talking to me about, you got to express your anger, you got to get this out of your body and your head. So he said, why don't you start drawing? So I started drawing in 1991 my thoughts. And I started like with the title. I always have to have a title with anything that you look at my art outside, and everything starts with the title and what that title means to me or would mean to you. Like if you look at the one painting over on the wall, it says alone. Well, that's the way I felt. Absolutely alone. See, when somebody feels this way and somebody's this angry and somebody this depressed, you can't go tell them they need to get better, because that's the wrong thing to do. They have to work out their problems themselves. And by this process of working out their problems, they will get better, because they will think about things. Because it was folks I was going to hurt. But then you come to the process, well, dummy, they have a wife, they have children, and they're just doing what they were told to do, probably. So you just got to work yourself through by rationalization to get back into a state of mind where you are rational. But you see water, there's a painting out there called Water, and you see this person there. Is he going to make it to water, or isn't he going to make it to water? Because that's me with that mule. Well, I made it to water because I'm sitting here talking to you. So there's just different things, different pieces of art out there. You see the Enforcer, you see what he looked like in 1991, because that's my cartoon character and that's me. Well, the Enforcer was not very happy. He's here to make your life miserable. And that's what the Enforcer was there for. You see in 1994, 95, the painting, the Enforcer says, say no to drugs. So he's talking to the children to say no to drugs. He got better up here. Took time. By working with my art, I could express myself. I started with a title, and I worked to that title. If you look through the paintings, you'll see the progression of how I was getting better. And then I started using thick paint. I started out with just flat Markalots, then just flat paint. Then I started using thick paint and glow-in-the-dark paint. And if you look through all the paintings out there, you'll see, look for the old man with a gray beard, and that's me, because I'm in each painting. Because I'm expressing myself against that title. Look at the title, then you can actually jump in the painting yourself and be there yourself. And you say, yeah, I'm that person. When I'm working with children, I'll say, okay, find yourself in the painting. Just give you a couple examples. I go to All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg to work with children. I do treasure boxes, which we're going to be doing here also. And I started working with these children. They got tubes coming out of their head. And these children are really, I mean, it's earth-shattering to see this. But they start doing their treasure box. They forget that tubes are coming out of their head. They forget that they have problems. And their parents' jaws are dropping because they're watching their child get into their treasure box, get into their work. One of the most outstanding things I was doing at Shriners Hospital, I do work with VSA, which VSA means Very Special Arts to me. And I won't bore you with VSA and their process, but anyway, we do work with challenged. And if you wake up in the United States, you're challenged. So we do work with anyone. In October, I would be going to, well, this is October. So in the middle of the month, I'll be going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'll be doing work with 45 to 50 regular fifth graders at Vernon Elementary School. I do this every year. But anyway, they sent me to the Shriners Hospital, and each week I would get different children. And this one particular week, they brought in this baby, maybe 8, 9 years old, in a wheelchair. No legs, no arms, and she's a little Oriental girl. And I'm saying to myself, self, okay, we're going to go through the process. So I talk to the children, and they all have their boxes, and they get the material that they want to decorate the top of their boxes with, and this baby does it with her mouth. She picks up things with her mouth and drops it on her box, and I'm saying, oh my God. I said, you think you got trouble? You ain't got no trouble. This baby is happy making her own treasure box, and she'll have this the rest of her life. And this is what I try to do with children. I've been doing this since '96, and so this is 15, 16 years later. I have children that I did back in 96, 97, 98. They're adults now, and they'll come up and say, Mr. B, I still got my treasure box. Now, if that don't get you, something's wrong with you. So it's really important that they have this. To me, it's important because life is tough. So they'll have this all their life. So anyway, I do a lot of work with VSA, and which is something that everybody needs to do, because this is just me to you. Every week now I go to the Veterans Nursing Home in Land Lakes, and I take Ammo, which is my friend over here. He's my service dog, and we do service with the veterans. He's their therapy. And my wife goes and reads the Bible to a group of veterans. And these men are forgotten, and it's really sad. It's really sad. These children that you're working with, a lot of them are forgotten. I go to the detentions where these children, they're in there for drugs, and you're doing something for them that they will that they will have, and give them something, some pride in what they've done. You know, when a child is doing a treasure box, whatever they do it can't be wrong, because it's theirs. This is what folks don't understand about art. Some art teachers will get a little bit excited with me sometimes, maybe. But whatever an artist does with their art, it cannot be wrong. It just cannot be wrong. It's theirs. All an art teacher can teach is technique. All I can teach is technique. And that's it. If someone is doing the technique, it's right. Now, someone may not be doing the technique, and you may give them a little instruction on technique, but not their art. They want a pink elephant, they can have a pink elephant, because that's theirs. And that's the pride that you give them, that they finally start with nothing and they end up with a piece of art that they'll have all their life. And that's what I do with my art. I started out with strictly folk art. Now I'm going into collages that you'll see on the outside. I'm also going into some impressionist type paintings, because I'm trying to expand what I do too, because I'm not a dead person yet. I'm 74, but I'm not dead. So I'm trying to reach more and more people with how they can express themselves, not just maybe with folk art, they can do with impressionist art. And I find it a little easier to do than folk art. And they can also do collages, because collages are just take ordinary stuff and try to make a story. I just brought one here, and it's Kiss But Don't Tell. It is two fish. They're kissing and don't tell. So that you're telling the story. So I hope you enjoy the show. And any questions, I'm sure Stacy can answer them for you, or I'll be around. Maybe I can answer them for you. Thank you very much.